So the beginning of this podcast is audio only, but that's for the Spotify people. So the people tuning in right now are on YouTube. So say what's up to the YouTubers.
What's up to the YouTubers, man?
What up, YouTube community? When you listen to podcasts, where do you listen to them more?
I mean, honestly, I'm pretty lazy because I have an iPhone. I just use a lot of the Apple stuff. So Apple Podcasts.
So you listen to them more than you watch them?
Yeah.
What's your favorite podcast at the moment?
I mean, Joe Rogan is always been one of my big, top creators out there. Like from Fear Factor, like Tara can even tell you, bro, we're binge watching Fear Factor right now.
For Joe Rogan.
I mean, not necessarily for Joe Rogan. I just remember, like, I grew up watching that show with my mom, so it's like, bro, I've been a fan of Joe Rogan, his stand up.
Try to face it a little more into
so.
There you go.
Word. But so I think he's just he was the first. He paved the way for a lot of these guys, so definitely got to be Joe.
I fuck with Joe Rogan. I like Joe Rogan because I just feel like he's like a cool dude. You know what I mean? I like Joe Rogan because he reminds me of myself in some ways, I like that he has ideas that would be like, I guess, perceived as pretty like liberal, but like, still likes shooting guns and eating meat. It's a vibe.
Yeah, I mean, I see where you're going with that, but I feel like some people also could have a problem with the fact that if you always ride the fence, it's like, where do you stand?
Who gives a fuck?
No, look, you're playing
devil's advocate.
Exactly, I'm playing devil's advocate.
But like the people who like what? They're like, oh, you do too much. You're not like extreme. You don't have an extreme opinion. What the fuck? Do you believe that you need extreme opinions?
I mean, what do you mean by extreme opinions?
What if you are someone who typically rides the fence a lot? You're like, I just see both sides, so I don't feel too strongly about this or that.
I mean, I think there's a difference between like staying neutral and like waiting for more data or whatever, to make a choice, and like being the kind of person that's like just jumping on with trends. Like if it's like okay, this happens with famous people or like politicians where they'll go back and show like an old tweet or an old something where it's like they believed something back then, but now they say something totally opposite. You know what I mean? Like that is an issue. Like,
but why?
That's
How
not
come?
The same.
Like, what's wrong with changing your mind?
No, but that's not what I'm saying. Like, of course you can change your mind. I'm talking about like if you're one day like, yo, guns are not cool, and then the next day you're like, nah, guns are cool. Like,
yeah, I guess.
Something like that should be black and white. I'm not talking like, you know what I mean? Like if it's something where there's a story with more, where there's more details coming out, of course you can change your mind. But
I feel like everything's a story. But just kind of like what you were saying about the headlines. No one's gonna. Yeah. No one's gonna tell you the story.
It all depends on who delivers the news to you, how they do it to you, where you're tuning in. Yeah, no, it depends.
Because even with guns, I personally never really thought that like shooting would be like a cool thing or like just an enjoyable like pastime. I feel like guns are pretty extreme,
Yeah.
But I see the practicality in them, especially for like hunting. I'm like, this makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely makes sense, but
it's wild how easily you could like get your hands on one, though.
At the same time, it's just really just a tool.
Yeah.
But it's how you use it, and so of course there's people out there that are using them for things like hunting, things for self-defense, but there's people out here doing other shit as well. So like at the end of the day, it really is just a tool, but has great power. So
yeah, but I mean, fucking man, I feel like people change their minds on that shit. I feel like people change their mind about everything. I feel like that's kind of like, I don't know, I feel like it's better to live in a society where people accept the fact that you might change your mind, because I feel like that's why a lot of people die on certain hills. Like they know they're fucking wrong, but at some point they're like, I'm just too deep.
I mean, I think it depends. It totally depends, because look, I'm the kind of person where I'm a confident person. Like if I think I know, I will die on that hill. But if I don't, you know what I mean? If I'm not confident, I'm totally open.
But what if you think you know, and then you find out, like, you know what? Nah.
Yeah, no, then I would own up to it. You know what I mean?
What if people are like, nah, bro, you were so fucking confident about that, you can't change
No,
your
then
mind.
you have to take that. You know what I mean? As
Okay,
a
you're
man, you have to
saying
take that loss. Like
you
if
take
you know what I
the
mean. If
L.
I really was sitting here saying like, no, I know for a fact,
Yeah.
and it was proven to be wrong, because otherwise, how can you expect somebody to respect you at that point if you're still dying on that hill when you know you're in the wrong?
Nah, I think no, yeah, 100%. I agree with that. That's why I'm like, if a motherfucker changes his mind, like as long as you're honest about that
Yeah,
shit.
no, it definitely
You're
depends.
like, yo, I know what I said.
It's totally
I don't feel
circumstantial.
that anymore.
Yeah, it's totally circumstantial.
I feel like I don't know. I just feel like people are constantly evolving. It's like I hope I don't think the same about everything in like 10 years from now. You know, I hope I build on those thoughts. And sometimes when you build on shit, you're just like, you know what? I just view this completely differently now.
Yeah, I mean, I think that can be true in a lot of ways. Just getting older, seeing more things, having more experience. But at the same time, there's also certain ideas and concepts that are always going to be black and white.
Yeah.
Like 10 years from now, it's going to be the same.
Yeah.
You know? So I think it really just depends on the circumstances, what we're talking about, what we're changing our minds about. You know what I mean? Because it could be like, yo, I believe that, you know, drugs should be legal. Or it could be like, I think this guy stinks at basketball. So it's like those are two wildly different conversations.
Yeah, but I would
where
let you change
opinions
your
can
mind.
change. Yeah, but either way, you know what I mean? Like, okay, if we take sports, for example,
Yeah.
you could sit here today and be like, yo, I don't think LeBron is better than Michael Jordan. But then 10 years from now, let's say LeBron keeps playing, keeps doing a bunch of shit, then it could be acceptable for you to change your mind. You see what I mean? Like, that's totally different than being like, you know, just one day being like, you know what? I think like, I think I just changed my mind about this. Like, I don't know. Like, that's something that's open to interpretation. Whereas, as opposed to like, you know, if you think, I don't know, like if you think people should only be able to have 2 kids, let's say you believe in that, like, you know, foreign, like, policy shit.
I hope you change your mind.
Yeah.
Like if you're, I hope if you're like that right now, like I hope like in a little, if you feel that way, like I want you to know right now, like it's okay to change your mind.
So you're pro kids?
Hell yeah.
How many you want?
10.
10 kids.
Yeah, preferably majority male.
Yo, when are you gonna get started? I mean, you're like 41.
You said what?
What?
I mean, I feel like I'm gonna pop out some like triplets.
You got it like that?
Yeah, I feel like I got it, this technique.
You got the 3-pointer.
Yeah, you know, I could sink a couple half court shots. I'm not worried about it. People are like, how much time? I'm like, dog, there's not enough time. Honestly.
Word.
Need a couple of airs to the throne, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I mean, you're at 0 right now, right? Unless
Zero
there's a little Maj out there somewhere.
Hell no, I got a dog. She's sick. Right now, all my shit's going to her.
I was gonna say, is she not the heir then? She's
Yeah.
the heiress.
Yeah, but like I need a son. She's wild. If the world was left up to Essie, everyone's fucked. Not to say that all women are like this, but like just my dog.
Just Essie in particular.
Like it's so weird. Like there's certain things where like she's just a dog, you know what I mean? But like there's certain things where it's just like I feel like she is a girl. Like I remember one time she like bit me and I like pushed her off, like stop, and like she did it again and I pushed her off and like stop, but like she like fell and like slid the way she like landed on like the hardwood floor because it's like, you know, dog nails. So she like, and then she like looked at me and then she like walked out and like made eye contact the whole time. And it was just so sassy. And
You
I
could feel
was
the
like,
attitude.
yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
no fucking way. This one she was a puppy.
Dude wouldn't do that. Yeah.
That set it up though. That let me know how she was gonna be. And it only got worse after that day. But she's really chill. She's super sweet too.
No, pets have a lot of personality. Dogs, cats.
And she also
People
humps
sleep
chicks.
on cats. She humps chicks.
Yeah,
Yo,
only chicks.
We're into that.
No. Well,
Yeah, it's 2023, man.
2023.
The people are into that.
But nah, I mean, I know it's just like some sort of like dominant thing, but only chicks. She's never humped one of the bros who came through. But like the chicks, she be trying to put them in their place. I don't know.
She'll let them know. She the queen.
Yeah, you know, I don't know. That's just what it is. Would you ever get a face tattoo?
No.
Why?
My face is too beautiful.
Too beautiful for face tattoo?
Yeah.
Where do you think you'll be like covered, or do you think you'll just have a couple here and there?
I mean, define covered. So I already have an
Tattoos,
appointment.
all
Okay.
like
Yeah. So
all your tattoos touch almost. Like instead of like
Nah.
a sleeve, you got like a
like
fucking
sticker
morph
tats?
suit.
No. So I already have an appointment to get this done.
Yeah,
And
you
then-
got your whole.
And then I want to get tatted down my side, my ribs over here. And then I was thinking about getting maybe a piece on my leg, like maybe my calf.
Yeah.
So like 3 pretty good sized pieces, but
Yeah.
that's all that I'm working with right now. But, you know, down the road that might change, but I don't see myself being like totally inked up.
I'm trying to be yadded.
How many do you have?
Yadded. I don't know, maybe like 11, 12 right now. Some of them I done myself. Some of them I let my friends do. I want to get tattoos for every competition I do, but I don't know what I want to do. Part of me feels like birds, like just start like at some on my like body somewhere, like there's just like a bird, and then every like competition, like I just put another bird, and then there's just a flock of birds. But I don't know if I want them to be birds. I don't know.
No, I feel like it has to be smaller. It could be like
not big birds. Like
no, but you know what I mean. It could be like
though.
think about it. It could be something that when you keep adding on, it's not like adding more birds. It could be like more feathers. Like
Feathers,
or like it could be an animal and like more horns. You know what I mean?
Horns?
Something
Oh
like
my
that to
goodness.
where it's not just like
Horny.
all. Because what happens if you get 100 competitions? You're gonna have 100 fucking birds on your back?
yeah.
No, you could have like a bunch. you could have like a bunch of little things, like a bunch of little notches, to where it's like, yo, look, it's like hidden in here. It's intricate.
Yeah, hidden
You know?
in there. I guess
Otherwise, you're just
I
gonna
don't
have a
want
bunch
it
of fucking
hidden,
birds
though.
all over your body.
Yeah, I want people to be like, why the fuck do you have this many birds? And I'm like, that's every time I engage in battle.
They're gonna ask you. They're like, so where did your love of birds come from? You're like, what?
So that's the only downfall to the birds is like I don't really even like birds. Honestly, to be 100% honest with you, at my Muay Thai gym, there's this lady. I don't know where the fuck she's from. Her accent's crazy. Like I hardly understand what she's saying. But she's traveled all over the world, and I don't know where she started, but yeah. But she has like fucking birds like from her like ankle up to like her arm, and I was like, yo, that's like they're just like little like birds. Like they're not like detailed birds. They're like almost like the silhouette, like a small silhouette of a bird.
I get what you
and I'm like, why do you got that? And she was like, they look sick, and she's good at Muay Thai. And I'm like, fuck yeah.
She started throwing knees. She said, fuck you mean?
Well, have you ever seen Thai tattoos?
Yeah.
Like, those are so sick. And, like, there are a bunch of markings and shit. And I do want a Thai tattoo. But I want a tattoo that almost looks like that.
Is that cultural appropriation?
I don't give a fuck. I want a tattoo that maybe doesn't look like a Thai tattoo, but just something that's a symbol that's repeated. And I keep getting new ones as I, like, compete.
Okay, so that's more along the lines of what I was talking about as opposed to a bunch of birds.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be birds, but like
Yeah,
it could be X's, and it could just start on like a shoulder, and there's just XX, and then like maybe it's just like it starts with like one, and then it just gets bigger. I don't know. Like I haven't seen this exact tattoo. That's kind of the sick part about it, you know. Like it's my tattoo, I guess.
Yeah. I guess you got to start competing then.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about culture appropriation. I honestly, like, that's just, like, a weird concept to me personally. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, me personally, I guess don't be disrespectful about it. You know what I mean? And honestly, even if you are disrespectful, like, that's not nice. But, like, who gives a fuck?
Well, what's the distinction?
What do you mean?
Where does it cross the line as far as you're saying don't be disrespectful? Where? If you're saying cultural appropriation, like if you're saying who gives a fuck?
Don't do it in the terms of like I'm doing this to be funny and make fun of this. Like that's just being disrespectful. Like, oh, look at me, whatever you're fucking doing. Mm-hmm. Like, but if you're like, yo, I just like this, and they're like, no, this isn't like indigenous to your people. And you're like, yo, honestly, yeah, this is a cool shirt. Like, chill the fuck out.
This is a cool shirt.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's levels to it.
No,
it's
I
not like,
agree with you.
Don't wear a Nirvana t-shirt.
Yeah.
You don't listen to the band. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that I'm gonna fucking put a little like red dot on my like forehead or whatever. Yeah. But like, you know, if I see a piece of jewelry, Lil Uzi had a little piece of jewelry. You know, I'm not. That's just not my style. But that's the reason I'm not doing it. It's just like it just doesn't work with my look.
Yo, I was really disappointed when I saw that.
What?
When he did that.
Lil Uzi?
Yeah, to his head.
Or are you disappointed?
That just feels like a bad idea.
Like dangerous?
I mean, dangerous and silly. Why would you do that? Like it felt like a failure for me, for him, and for the people around him. How are the people in your circle like allowing that? They're being like, oh, like no offense, if you told me you were doing that, I would be like, Semaj, are you fucking stupid? And they're either like, look, if you convince me from there on out, that's on me, and that's your decision to make. But like, nah, it just felt like, why are you doing that, man? Like, there are people out here that, you know what I mean? They'll work hard their entire fucking life. They'll never make that money, and that's fine. I'm not saying they're entitled to it, but like, you're just gonna go and spend that on some fucking stupid piece of jewelry in your head that makes you look like, like, come on, bro. Why? Surely somebody somewhere in his family could have done something good with that money, if not to someone random. Like, come on, bro. And to look silly in the end. Come on, bro. Okay.
So, all right, I guess at the end of it, you said he looked silly. So that's kind of like that's for viewer discretion. That's relative to the person. But as far as the money goes, bro, I feel like Lil Uzi has so much money that what he spent on that jewelry, he just spends all the time on people, on himself, whatever. Like, that Uzi bag is crazy.
Yeah, no. I'm not doubting that. I'm not saying like he's going bankrupt. That's not what I'm saying.
But it made him happy.
Did it?
Probably.
Yeah,
posted
but who
pictures
knows?
like this.
Bro, he could have died. He could have died. There's no way.
Died?
Bro, you're telling me there's somebody out there that has experience putting diamonds in people's foreheads? Like, that was probably.
What do you mean? People get this shit pierced all the time.
Bro, that thing was like in his fucking head.
Nah, dog. It was just this pierce. It was just a piercing that looked like that.
I don't know, man.
You think what? He got something like shot into his fucking skull?
Like.
Do you have any piercings?
I don't know, man. No, I do not.
Okay.
I do not. I don't know, man. I just feel like there's no way anybody has experience putting that on somebody.
Bro, body modifications go so deep, dog. There's people who like get silicone like horns put under their skin.
Why?
They think it looks sick. There's a lot of people do it and look sick.
Sad.
Why you shave your beard, dog?
What do you mean?
Why you trim it up?
Because I have to for work. Gotta look clean.
Okay.
Guess what? If I show up with fucking horns, I'll be out of a job.
Well, those people with horns probably got jobs.
They probably
that are like, yo, those horns.
Okay, what occupation out there is like, bro, you got horns? I want you.
Okay, first, tattoo artist. I feel like.
Okay, all right.
It's like the one job you can have tattoos in. It's like, if you're a tattoo artist, it's fine.
All right, there's one.
Bartender at a dive bar.
No way.
At like a dive bar? I'm not saying
one
like
and a half.
Fancy. Okay, fine. Musician.
The other half.
Okay, we'll give it the other half. I'll give you a bunch of halves because there's a bunch of stuff that are on the fence. I could say photographer. You know what I mean?
No, bro. Nobody's booking a fucking photographer with horns. I'm sorry.
Okay, a photographer for adult content. You think they're like, no, that dude has horns.
I wouldn't be able to perform in front of a dude with horns.
You think you could perform with someone recording anyway?
Like right now, no. Like, I feel like that's something that definitely takes time to like be able to do.
Okay, so that these dudes who like already done it, what's a little horn?
Because now somebody's got fucking horns.
Why are you looking at their horns, bro?
Yo, because he's got fucking horns. Like, that's strange. No, that's exactly the problem. Like, that's why I'm looking, because I've never seen somebody with horns.
Hey, look, if you got horns in your head, man, shout out to you, man. Look, I personally wouldn't do it because, again, it's not my style. But, look, man, I got a rainbow beard. Like, I'm all for sticking out and doing what you want to do. I got tattoos on my face. I used to have piercings, but I just get, like, I fight, so piercings are not ideal. Neither would horns. Like, horns wouldn't be ideal, and I just... again, not my
I don't think you'd be able to fight with horns.
Yeah, they probably...
There's no way they let you fight with horns.
Yeah, probably not. It just wouldn't be safe.
Yeah,
like if
no
my
way.
horn gets hit or something like that. You don't want your horn
headbutt
hit.
Somebody with a horn.
Yo, there's fighting leagues where you can headbutt. I want to start training headbutts, not to like actually like hurt my like training partners, but just like Self-defense, bro. Like, you know, there's like things like Jeet Kune Do where like you train it. You can't really spar it because it involves nut kicks and shit. But like, yo, if you're about to get jumped, you about to, oh, I'm not gonna kick him in the, bro. You got
no.
three friends,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, no, you gotta do what you gotta do.
But I'm eye gouging, like, yo,
Yeah.
if we in the streets, I'm dirty. I'm an animal. Like, you know, I gotta do what I gotta do to get him off me. You feel me?
Hold me back. Hold me back.
Nah, man, I feel like there's a difference between like fighting and violence, you know?
Oh yeah. Well, no, there's a difference between professionally fighting, like fighting the way that we train, and fighting the way that you would fight in the street. Yeah.
And
fighting
like
for sport
defending yourself, you know what I mean? I don't recommend fighting in the street. I feel like fighting in the street's not the vibe. Don't do it.
No, it's definitely
not. It's not worth it. It's dangerous.
It's hardly ever worth it, yo. But at the same time, somebody try you.
It's just, that's where it gets like, if someone tries you and then you're just good at fighting, you might just, like, if you know how to fight and someone tries you, you might slip a punch and you might rock them in their shit and they might stumble back and then hit their fucking head. And you ain't even do all that. You just fucking got them off you and they hit their fucking head. That's why I like the idea of, depending on the situation, if it's just like one dude trying to try you, like I like the idea of wrestling and jiu-jitsu, because you could put him to sleep and then just like put him somewhere.
Tuck him in.
Yeah, choke him out and just like, yeah, he was acting up, so we're just gonna let him sleep this off, and then get in your car, you know?
just
you know,
just hop out. No, because I feel like, yo, as an adult, you should be able to talk things out, and this goes for anyone. Like, this is like in your interrelationships, like any sort of friendship, like or even as strangers. Say like you have a car accident, right? You rear end somebody, you get out, like, yeah, you might be pissed immediately, but like, yo, as adults, like, you should be able to like talk shit out, you know what I mean, and both be responsible and like accountable. And I feel like that's really one of the bigger issues in our society, is nobody wants to be fucking accountable for their own actions. And
so like, you're not gonna pull over and like fight a dude in the middle of the road, is what you're telling me?
If he like started acting out, it could get that way. But I'm saying, as adults, there's no reason that it shouldn't. There's no reason that you shouldn't be able to avoid that.
No, 100%.
But
I
know
don't
what
think
I mean?
Violence
Like,
is ever the answer.
Exactly.
But I also don't. I'm not above it. But I don't think it's ever the answer.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm taking the same stance. I'm not above it.
Like, I think violence is always the wrong thing to do. But sometimes I'm gonna do the wrong thing for the right reasons. Ooh, that was deep. But it's really bullshit, because it's still the wrong thing to do.
No, but like, if somebody's like, you know, say God forbid, like somebody's like trying to get up on your partner, or like somebody's drunk, and you know what I mean, it's just like crossing the line. Like, yo, as a man, I'm gonna hit him. Like,
ultimately, I should remove them and say, hey, you need to stop, get them away from the situation, and then I should make sure that my partner is okay. Realistically, I'm throwing bows, I'm acting out.
Well, I was gonna say, step one to that, honestly, because I'm just shooting hypotheticals. Step one is, don't even put yourself in that situation. That's the key.
Yeah.
That's the key. Don't even put yourself in that situation.
Like, where you at? Where was you at with Shorty?
But we're playing the hypothetical of, like, you know, God forbid something happens. But
God forbid.
No. But like, on some realness, like, yeah, just don't even be doing all that, man.
Don't be doing all that. So yeah, honestly, like, yeah, one, don't put yourself in the situation. But yeah, if you're in a situation, like, I think that violence is not the right thing, but it will often be the choice that is made. And I think that's understandable, you know, because
nobody want to end up on World Star, bro.
Nobody want to end up on World Star.
These kids don't even know about World Star these days.
Yeah, and TikTok too soft. Yo, back in my day, I used to get online and see crazy shit.
Bro, I remember the progression of going from WWE to watching Kimbo Slice on YouTube to seeing Kimbo Slice go to the UFC to now being like a full-fledged UFC fan. Like, bro, y'all wasn't there for Kimbo Slice.
Yo, Kimbo Slice.
Which feels crazy to say, because, like, yo, I remember them days like it was yesterday, but these kids really wasn't there for Kimbo Slice.
I remember, like, someone being like, yo, watch this, and it's really just this dude fighting on YouTube, and it was just, oh, people just be fighting. They just be fighting. I used to fight when I was a kid, but I never understood that you could put, I understood you could put things on YouTube at a young age, but, like, I just thought you just put it on YouTube and waited. I didn't know you could, like, share videos and tell people, like, yo, go watch my YouTube video.
Like, share links. Well, I don't think it was always as easily accessible.
Yeah,
know
I
what
think
mean?
it was. It
Like,
just wasn't what people did. Especially like as a musician, like Soldier Boy.
Yeah.
Shout out to Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy paved the way. Soldier, are you shaking your head? No, to Soldier Boy.
I'm just
I'll
laughing.
finish.
I'm
will
laughing at the
finish.
mention of
Soulja
Soulja
Boy
Boy
paved
because
the
now that we're
way.
talking about fucking Kimbo and YouTube, I think about you, bro. I remember
Soulja
watching that
Boy
shit on
paved
YouTube.
the way. Soldier Boy crawled so that these dudes could run. Soldier Boy was the first rapper to get online and post music videos. Before this, the only place you were watching music videos was like MTV. Soldier Boy was like, nah, I'ma post it like on YouTube. But Soldier Boy, I will say this, he was also the original clickbaiter. He would put like Jay-Z new album, and then you would click on it and it would be like Soldier Boy up in it. But you know, it would work. Everyone was cranking that.
Everybody was cranking that. Yo, and
Soulja
honestly,
Boy
that's
is
genius.
a legend.
That is a genius for the clickbait. Like,
Yeah, now it's
my
frowned
man was
upon.
ahead of his time. Yo, but see, the thing is, like, to have real longevity and to have money that, like, lasts you, like, long time, you know what I mean? Like, you got to actually be good at what you're doing. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like he's actually done well enough to stay relevant as long as he has.
Yeah.
But, you know what I mean? Like, some people out there, like, you know, were never as famous as Soulja Boy, but, like, they're more well off than
Well,
he is.
Mac Miller took the same route. Mac Miller was also one of the first, like, internet rappers, like, that was just,
Yeah.
like, you
That's funny.
found him online.
I remember thinking of him as, like, an internet rapper before I really, like, started listening to his music, so.
Yeah. I remember when I first heard Mac Miller was when I moved here from New Jersey. I was fresh off 50 Cent, like that kind of music. And one of my homies was like, yo, listen to Mac Miller. He had a picture with him and everything.
Did he
This
really?
is Mac before the tattoos.
Oh, yeah?
And he
Young
was like,
Mac.
look at this guy. And I was like, oh, cool. You met this rapper? He was like, yeah. I was like, yo, play his music. And I heard it and it was like kids. And I was like, what is this like baby shit, yo? I need rap. I need some hip hop. But then, like, you know, after a while, I like started listening to music outside of that scope when I moved away from where I moved, and I was just like in the suburbs for a little longer, and I was like on my MTV shit. Like, I would just wake up and hear music, not even that I would like it at first, but it'd be stuck in my head, and it just like it expanded my scope of like what I listened to. And then I, like, you know, gave Mac Miller a real try. I remember one of my homies in like middle school, his name was Cody. He gave me an iPod, and I think I traded him a phone for an iPod, but the iPod had music on it or something like that. And then he was like, "You want me to clear it?" Nah, I think he had like, I don't know what it was. Maybe it was like a prepaid phone or something. And like his mom like took his phone, and it was like, "Yo, I need an iPod. Like, you could have this prepaid."
He was
like,
trying to
thing.
duck his shawty.
I don't know. We were in middle school, bro. It was some young shit, you know what I mean? And he was letting me rock with this iPod for this time being, right? And then I was like, yeah, leave the music on there. And he only had like Mac Miller on there. And I was like, fuck. But then I would like be running and shit, and then I would be bumping Mac Miller. And then I was like, damn, this dude pretty fire. And then that's one of my favorite artists now.
Yeah, rest in peace.
R.I.P. R.I.P. a real one. Who's
Shout
your
out,
favorite
Cody.
artist?
J. Cole was my favorite original. Like, J. Cole was the artist that got me like into music at the level that I appreciate music now. 2014 Forest Hills Drive. But my current favorite right now is J.I.D. J.I.D. is my boy. Yeah, which is like, you know, that's J. Cole's his boy. That's like he's passing the torch.
Mm-hmm. What do you appreciate about music? Like, what do you look for?
I mean, I feel like I grew up really just gravitating towards anything catchy. So, like, I really was into any genre if it had, like, that certain, you know, upbeat rhythm. But now, these days, so I'm still looking for, like, that nice beat. I do prefer upbeat and the lyricism. Like, you know, I can't just be listening to, like, a bunch of mumble rap. Mm-hmm. Like, I definitely want to be able to hear what's going on and, like, some intellectual bars for sure, like something that's, you know, you can tell is well written. It's not just like, yo, I'm out here like doing a drive-by and like just repeating like the same hook over and over. You know, I'm not really into that. So like, yeah, no, J.I.D. is my boy.
J.I.D. What's your favorite J.I.D. song?
Dude, this past year I was bumping, it's actually a feature, but I was bumping Home, which is Mike Dimes and J.I.D. But J.I.D.'s whole last album is fire. The Dreamville, like the Dreamville album that they dropped, like as a label, the intro fucking stick. Oh man, bro, I was bumping that shit for a long time. That shit goes hard, bro. It goes hard. And while we're on it, actually, I know I mentioned J. Cole, another feature verse, Benny the Butcher and J. Cole. Oh, Johnny P's Caddy. That's fire.
Yeah.
I think I played that for you recently.
Hell yeah, I feel like you have.
Yeah.
It's weird. I make music and listen to so little of it. I'll like hear a song and be like, yo, this is great. Like anytime I hear J. Cole, I'm like, this was amazing. This is exactly what this needed to be. But like I just don't be listening to it again. The only people I would really listen, I listen to maybe some Frank Ocean. I'll run that shit back. You like Frank Ocean?
Yeah. No, I remember listening to Pyramids like a long time ago, like years and years ago, and then recently I know he had like been circulating back on the internet, and some of his music was getting played a lot again, and yeah, no, he's very talented. Makes lots of good music.
So are you a Frank Ocean fan, or are you just like a person who knows that Frank Ocean is amazing?
I'm like I can
amazing.
appreciate his music, like, and I'll play his music, but I'm not like, you know what I mean? I'm not claiming to be like, I'm a Frank Ocean fan because I don't know his music.
You hate Frank
like
Ocean.
That.
I hear
Bro,
you.
Jesus Christ, man. Jesus Christ. You hear what he's doing to me? I am a fan in a broad sense, but I'm not like a super fan. I can't tell you like, you know, all the songs that he's made. I can't name all his albums. Like that's my point.
Yeah, you wouldn't go to Coachella for Frank Ocean.
Jesus. No, I don't, because I don't want to camp.
Yep. Showers over Frank Ocean.
Absolutely.
I feel that. I can respect that.
I would hope so.
Yeah. I wanna like, you know, have you ever watched Mr. Beast?
I have not really watched much of him, but I know who he is, of course.
So, all right, he has videos where he just like pays people to do silly things. Like on a good day, how much money do you make, like at like your job, like serving, like on a good day?
Yesterday I worked.
On a great day, the best day you've ever had.
Okay, well, I'll give you two examples. Yesterday, the most recent day. So this is literally the most recent day I worked. I worked 10 a.m. to almost midnight, so 14 hours.
14 hours.
I made $929.
Okay. The
best day I ever had, I worked similar hours, and I made over $1,300. I made like $1,340.
If Mr. Beast was to give you $2,000 a day not to shower, how long would you go?
I mean, I could go forever, honestly.
How long would you go?
I couldn't give you a time frame right now because it would just at a certain point I would, you know what I mean? I don't know what day it would be.
You could use the sink.
Gross. Oh, then I'd probably be fine. It just grows. No, for $2,000 a day.
$2,000
I'm gonna be honest.
I'm gonna use the sink.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. Like, yeah, $2,000 a day is great, but like, yo, I don't think I could do that every day because at that point I wouldn't be able to work. But like,
well, not forever. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but you have to.
But is it?
You have to tell him beforehand how long you're gonna do it, and then you have to complete it and then get the money.
But what are my options? So pretty
much you don't complete it and you don't make the like. All right, you say
I don't get the money until I do it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a horrible deal.
No, but you're good. You're like living. You don't have to.
No, but I can't because I could not go to work if I was not showering.
No, but he's paying for your shit. You don't gotta work. It's just at the end of the challenge. If you pull out early, then he's like, nah, you're not getting the bread like that.
But what's the max amount of time? Like,
it's up to you.
Bro, I can't tell you that. That's so subjective. Because like at some point I would feel so
okay, gross. So what do you want to tell him? You want to tell him 10 days?
You want to tell him at least 10 days. Oh, dude, a month?
You want to tell him a month? You want to tell him 2 months?
I feel like I might. Hold on. You said $2,000 a day.
Think about the people you could help.
Okay, so that's $60,000 in a month. So if you did 2 months, it's $120,000. So if you did the whole year, it's almost $1 million. Does that sound right?
Maybe, I don't know, but would you do that for your family, for your mom? I mean, I know you don't care about Frank Ocean enough to not shower, but what about your mom?
Yeah, as long as I don't need my job at all during this time, yeah. I would just literally sit here, smoke weed, and play video games.
Oh, for those of you who don't know, Dan's a stripper. By the way, thank you for watching today's episode. Like, comment, subscribe. And we're going to have more episodes
I keep my clothes
on. He's a stripper.
I keep my clothes on every day.
You know you could believe me.
I do not take my clothes off for a living.